It begins, as many modern business stories do, with a quiet frustration, the sense that growth, real growth, the kind that crosses borders and languages, ought to be possible and yet so often isn't. Companies expand budgets before they expand understanding. They translate words without translating meaning. They enter markets with confidence and live with confusion. My book is built on that experience. What distinguishes multilingual digital marketing become the market leader is not its promise of scale, but its refusal to romanticize it. There is no myth here about virality or shortcuts. No suggestion that software alone can bridge cultural distance. Instead, my book reads like a field report from the front lines of international marketing where campaigns falter not because of ambition, but because of misalignment. Over time, a pattern emerges. Businesses do not fail abroad for lack of effort. They fail because they assume sameness where difference matters most. A keyword that performs in one language collapses in another. A slogan that resonates in one culture feels hollow or even alienating in the next. Budgets swell, metrics blur, and what looks like expansion begins to resemble drift. And yet, there are exceptions. Companies that move with unusual precision. They enter new markets, not loudly, but intelligently. They listen before they speak. They adapt before they scale. These are the organizations that understand a subtle but decisive truth. Global success is not about exporting a strategy. It's about rebuilding it, market by market. My book positions itself as a guide to that construction. It traces the arc of international growth from its earlier decisions, market selection, positioning, timing through the mechanics of execution, multilingual websites, search visibility, paid acquisition, and conversion optimization. But it doesn't linger in tactics for their own sake. Each tool is treated as a part of a larger system, one that extends beyond marketing into trust, consistency, and long-term brand coherence. There is throughout a quiet insistence on discipline. You see, discipline is important. Measurement is not optional here. It's foundational. Adaptation is not reactive, it's strategic. And success is not defined by visibility alone, but by the ability to sustain performance across regions that behave differently, respond differently, and expect different things. One of my book's compelling distinctions is its treatment of language, not as technical hurdle, but as a strategic variable. People think, oh, we use ChatGPT to translate in different languages, create multilingual websites, and boom, done with it. Well, translation we argue is only the beginning. Localization, the deeper process of aligning message, tone, and intent with cultural context, is what determines whether a campaign merely exists or actually converts. Without having the experience, there is no way to go through it. And if you want to experience, you lose a lot of money. My book is your guide to save that money. This is where many businesses falter when, without experience, enter new markets and think that ChatGPT can solve that problem or whatever AI tool out there. My book contains a lot of case studies, both from the past and current case studies, how some companies and small businesses were able to beat the competition and align their businesses with the policies and strategies in every market. I speak 18 languages. My strategies work. Customer service, customer care is the most important component of your business. If that fails, no matter how advanced is your processes and tools, your business won't succeed. A way of thinking about international marketing that resists the volatility of platforms and algorithms by focusing on what end use, understanding people, adapting to context, measuring rigorously, and executing with consistency. But this is an evergreen book. No matter how advanced AI systems becomes, there are some principles that never change in marketing and multilingual marketing. For business owners, marketeers, and decision makers, it is promise is not ease, but clarity, a way to avoid the familiar traps of international expansion, to allocate resources with intention, and to compete seriously, sustainably on a global stage. Everything within it is drawn from my experience.